Welcome to Vada Natalia's review podcast. Today we are reviewing the movie Don't Worry Darling, starring Harry Styles. We also have a special guest today, Jaden Adamzak.
The movie is a psychological thriller about a 1950s world, a young couple named Jack and Alice in their perfect life. Alice became paranoid and starts searching for their answers, and then discovers something big.
Olivia Wilde, the director and producer, stars in the movie as well. This movie overall definitely sparked positive reviews on the way that the actors portrayed their characters in the imagery, but also more negatively due to the confusion from random flashback scenes and the complex storytelling.
The imagery, it was impressive and made you think about what was happening in the main character's head. I liked the whole concept of the movie. Wilde tried to portray an ideal patriarchal society for men.
And also, while you're watching it, it kind of has you questioning what's going on, and it messes with your mind psychologically by kind of throwing in random scenes that have nothing to do with the movie or what's going on. Kind of like, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but kind of like that dancing scene with the black and white. It was kind of weird. But yeah, what's your opinion, Jaden?
Honestly, it started out, you definitely warned me how it started out a little slow, which it makes sense, though, when you finish the movie as to why it had to be like that. But I loved how those flashbacks, like, they were so chaotic, and, like, you didn't understand what they meant or what they were until, like, the very end when you saw, like, I don't know, are we supposed to spoil it? Probably not.
You could give small ones, just not big ones towards the end.
But how it all came together in the end, where, like, oh my God, like, all of these flashbacks now, like, oh, that's where they came from. Oh, that makes sense. Oh my goodness. I loved it.
Now, also, what I kind of disliked was how, like you said, the beginning was kind of slow-paced. I just didn't like how the last, 15 to 30 minutes was where all the action was. Like, that's, the most amount of action throughout that whole 2-hour movie.
Right.
But at the same time, it kind of does,
it almost has to be like that.
Yeah, because it makes you, if it's not, then, it's kind of just, a dead giveaway.
Right.
The last 15 minutes really put you on the edge of your seat. Like,
honestly.
I was, holding the theater chairs. It was like, oh my God.
Yep.
What is happening?
I liked how I never would have guessed that's what it was. Like, the whole movie, I was like, oh my God, like, what is this? Like, what is it leading up to? I had no idea.
I thought it was an alien type thing.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too, or an end of the world type thing, and everybody just came together.
Yeah.
Because they would talk about oh, they just added a new street. Oh, but it's only 3 streets down.
Yeah. Like that, the whole thing, just the way the entire movie was directed and just written. Ugh, I loved it. I honestly really, really enjoyed that movie.
Me too, and especially Harry Styles, because Veda, you kind of said how his other movies were kind of not bad, but they were just not interesting. And I feel like
and
he did a good job.
Parts, he was a main character in this one.
True.
And when you think of Harry Styles today, you don't.
Yeah, you don't think of movies.
Right, or you don't even think of the way he was acting in that movie, towards the end. I could understand Harry Styles acting in the beginning, that perfect life, that kind of thing. I could see him fitting in a role for that, but towards the end.
Let's talk about the makeup. At the end, his makeup, I was like, that does not look like Harry.
He was completely
shocked.
Transformed.
Yes,
he looked
I was like,
an
who
insane
is
person.
this? Kind of creeped me out, just thinking, oh my God, this girl thinks her husband looks like this, but in reality, they're not even married. Crazy.
So what did you dislike about the movie?
I kind of agree with Nat, more so the slow start. I feel like there could have been something more. I get, it's supposed to be the same thing every day, and it's supposed to be, that routine. But I just wish there was something in the beginning, because I feel the first 10 minutes, you don't get any hint. You don't get a single, clue, those flashbacks or anything. And I kind of wish it would maybe more clues, more hints so that you could, or like hints that lead you to one way, but in reality it's the other direction, like to make you think
Yeah.
like it's like you found out what it is and you think in your head like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
know what the secret
Like
is.
a bigger plot twist in a way.
Yeah, and then it's like in the end it finally like comes back completely opposite direction and you're like, whoa, like I had no idea that's what it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I just like the random stuff that they put in the movie, and it like did not make any sense. Like
True.
it was like the first 30 minutes, and the plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
Like where did that come from?
Yeah.
Right.
Why did that happen?
Right.
Yeah, a scene where she was on the bus and she just saw the plane just go down. And why was she the only one to hop off the bus?
And why was she the only one to see it?
True.
Like, what was it supposed to... Like, I didn't understand that. Like, what was that supposed to be? Because in reality, like, there was no actual work that was going on. So it's like, where did that plane come from? Like, what? Like, what?
And they never addressed it after.
Yeah, like, I was like, what was that even for? Like, did she hallucinate it? Like, I don't...
True.
But that was definitely one of the things I didn't necessarily like about it.
Well, both Natalia and I, we both agree that the movie was good, and we would rate it a 7 out of 10. What would you rate it?
Honestly, probably an 8 out of 10. I really liked it. In my opinion, I think that, like, I could disregard the boring parts of it just because of how intense the end of it was.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it almost made it worth it in that sense.
Very
So probably an 8 out of 10. I liked it.
Very true. Okay, well, this wraps up Natalia and Vada's movie podcast, Don't Worry, Darling. And we'd like to thank our special guest, Jaden Adamzak, for coming.